mudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. All those that are invisible are filled by Brahman. All those that are visible are also fully permeated by Brahman. The whole universe has come out of the whole Brahman. Brahman is still full, although the whole universe has come out of it. Om, peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the 4th chapter, the book of Swami Sarvadevananda. We are on page 87, chapter 4, verse number 14. What we have read, that is very beautiful verses for meditation, where we said it has been, we gone through that said that he who is permeated in every created being, like the 11th verse on 85, just a page before, one attains infinite peace. So shanti mattantameti. One can attain absolute peace. How? When one realizing that self-effulgent, adorable Lord, who bestower of blessings, who the one presides all the various aspects of Prakriti, in whom this universe dissolves, in whom it appears in manifold forms. So, by attaining peace, there is no other way to reach peace, but the scripture says, that Upanishad says, by knowing Brahman. That Brahman, yonim adhitishtati, who is one, ekaha, who is absolutely only one without a second, and one without a second, that is yet, what is this universe we see? In every created being, he is there. Yonim adhitishtati eka, yasmin idam samcha vichve sarvam, in which this universe is standing upon, from which it came out, where it will be. Tam īśaṃ varadam devamidam, that Lord God, īśaṃ, varadam, who is full of blessings and benediction, that devam, that effulgent or effulgent reality, devam, idyam, I salute, niṣedhuḥ, and thinking of that, realizing that truth, this truth, attantam shantim. The definition is shantim attantam. Not this shanti, this peace which we get in our day-to-day life, having little food, little smile, little wealth, little prosperity, little fame, little name, little good time, they find peace. Not that peace. Attantam eti, shantim attantam. Attantam means superlative. That peace, abiding peace. Attantam, that absolute peace. That is the only way, there is no other way. So, this is the meditation, it's meditative verses, no? Those who are worshippers, meditation of Veda Upanishad, that's why they memorize it. And then word by word, that, yonim, whatever is created in this, adhitishtati, eka, adhitishtati is residing, eka, being one, residing in all these created beings. Just being idam, in which this universe, sancha, it has come out, viśve, it is playing, and also it drowns into it. That īśaṃ, that the Lord, God, all the ultimate reality, which is Bharadam, is all blissful. It is impersonal. At the same time, it is making some personalized idea of the impersonal. We cannot think of impersonal. How much great is your mind, you cannot think of Brahman, you cannot think of infinite. But still, bringing, that's why the Upanishad also, language comes back into Saguna aspect again. It's talking of the Nirguna absolute everywhere, and again coming back to the Saguna aspect. And I salute Tamīśānaṃ Bharadam Devam Iddam, which is adorable, which is worshipable. And attaining to that, niṣedhuḥ, imam, only attaining this truth, that is which is the substratum of everything, which is in every manifested being is that, and in which it comes up from this oneness of Brahman, merging into Brahman, and created everything is Brahman. Attaining to this reality, they attain perfect peace. Then we read also, Yo devānaṃ prabhavascha. That's very beautiful. They say only if one knows how to meditate now. You can spend long hours on these verses. Yo devānaṃ, who is the deva among the devas, who prabhavascha, their creation and sustenance is there. Viśve, this is the Lord of the all. That is the Maharshi, great Rishi, and that is the Rudra, the personalized form. Hiranyagarbham paśyato jayamanam. Who is the Hiranyagarbha, in whose womb is the effulgent golden light, and there paśyato jayamanam, he sees and the creation comes. San sano buddhya suvaya. O Lord, please guide my intellect. First he said that he attains the perfect peace. How he attains the perfect peace? Who sees like that? How shall I see it? By your own effort? You try your best. You should have to do that. You have to exhaust our practice, our energy. But to know that you cannot get it by your own effort, you need grace. That's why again praying, O Rudra, you are the cause of this creation and sustenance and destruction, prabhava udbhavascha, and you are not only the creator of this earth, you are the creator of the gods and goddesses in the celestial level. You are the Rudra, so Rudra. Please guide our buddhi. Sano buddhya subhaya sangyunaktu. Connect our buddhi with what is auspicious. What is auspicious? Seeing this, having this realization, reaching this point of oneness is the goal of life. So, please connect me with this reality. Now, 13th verse also we read. Yo devānaṃ udhipo, he who is among the gods, among them the Lord of the gods, yasmin lokaha, in whom all the worlds of 7 planes up and down, udhitisthita, is resting on that. Ya asya dipada chatuspada, what I see in the world having 2 legs or 4-legged, that means men and animals. Whatever you see, īśaṃ, he controls this whole human and subhuman, gods, angels, everything. So, kasmai devāyo, blissful that they offer our worship, oblation. Who else I can offer my oblation other than you, O Lord, O Rudra? So that is the last verse we read, verse number 13. Then let us offer our worship with oblation to that blissful divine being who is the Lord of the gods, who governs the bipeds and the quadrupeds, and in whom the entire world rests. It is a statement, no? There is not much to analyze it or debate upon that. It's that's why Upanishad is the cream of all the wisdom. There all this dialogue, question, answer, these are all gone. Mind is so pure that it is just seeing the truth with open eyes, as it were. So this type of verses, there we don't find anything much to discuss about that. So here, Shankaracharya's book, I will just touch a little bit to discuss. He who is the ruler of gods and on whom the world rests, who rules this entire universe of bipeds and quadrupeds, to that deity who is bliss, we render service with oblation. That means I am offering this oblation, all these rituals, worship, I am offering it to it. Although it has been propounded earlier in many places that the Supreme Self is extremely subtle and exists in the will of the world as its witness, and that it is the projector of the entire universe and is all pervasive, and that the people become liberated by realizing their identity with it, still, for facility of understanding, the text again says now, this 14th verse, where we start. He said, Suksmati suksmam, suksmati suksmam, kalilasya madhe, viśvasa srastaram, viśvasa srastaram, aneka rupam, viśvasa ekam, parivestitaram, gyatva shivam, shantimattantam eti, shantimattantam eti. Again, suksmati suksmam, kalilasya madhe, viśvasa srastaram, aneka rupam, viśvasoikam, parivestitaram, gyatva shivam, shantim attantameti, attantam shantimeti. Attantam means absolute, superlative, shanti, peace, profound peace, which unending peace, that is shantim attantam eti. People can attain to that. Gyatva, knowing, not knowing. Here knowing does not mean as we know, I am knowing it. It is through the intellect I am knowing. Through my mind I am trying to understand it. Through my intellect I am trying, not this. This is called puruṣo jnana, because it is diluted through our perception of the senses. Senses means our eyes, ears, etc., mind and intellect. If the mind is clouded, I understand clouded. I don't understand it. When the mind becomes clear and pure by sadhana, by prayer, by japa, by meditation, what we are doing, all this. When the mind becomes pure, then one can attain that shanti, and that shanti, shivam, which is all auspicious. Knowing that Shiva, that are all auspicious, eternal bliss. When they know him. Who is that? Suksmati suksmam. That means who is the finer than the finest, subtler than the subtlest. This is the gross. But it is subtle. Subtle is, we got gross body. We can get subtle body. What is the subtle body? Dream body. In the dream, we have a body, and that body is the subtle body. Causal body. What is the causal body? Deep sleep state, when only all is gone, only trace of I remains, the last barrier. Similarly, suksma ati suksma, suksma ati suksma. This is the gross. What is the subtle world? Gross. here is made of 5 elements, they are made of 5 fundamental elements. It is called the tanmatra. So the tanmatra, that world of tanmatra, is the gods and goddesses. They are not in the gross level, not like this fresh world. Gods and goddesses are there, they have a body, but they can penetrate to the wall. They are subtle, made of tanmatras. The sukshma, oti sukshma. Sukshma, they are sukshma, subtle. We are gross, they are subtle. And then sukshma, oti sukshma, much finer than that. Oti sukshma, that is which is the karana or beyond that. So sukshmati sukshma, that subtler than the subtlest. Kolilasya madhye, in the midst of chaos, in this disturbance of the world, viśve of the universe, juṣṭaṃ, one can think who is the creator, God, Lord. Sukshmati sukshma, kolilasya madhye. And then God creates all these things. Creation comes in our mind first. Any creation we do in the world, look at that. You are a painter, painting. Painting comes much later. It is in the mind. Sukshmati sukshma. It is in the mind, imagination, speculation, or planning. A building comes up. Building is a gross, sthula. What is sukshma? Sukshma is the architectural design, is sukshma. Sukshmati sukshma. The owner of the house, he planned, I want a house. It is nowhere, it cannot be visible even. One day man is sitting, said, oh, I need a house. It is in the mind only. Sukshma, oti sukshma. As is the example in this, similarly about God. Sukshma, ati sukshma. That peace, when one realizes that who is the subtler than the subtlest. And it is viśve, who is the creator of this world. How he creates? In the midst of all this confusion, no? Creation comes out of what? Sattva, rajas and tamas. 3 qualities are there. Creation does not happen when they are in perfect balance. When disturbance in the quality of the 3 gunas happen, then creation starts. That means it comes of chaos. When it is perfect, no improper attraction or repulsion for these gunas, they are in perfect equilibrium, no creation. And whenever there is some disturbance, that is the chaos comes, then the creation comes. So he says that who creates this world in the midst of chaos? How God creates? Some chaos. That's why we are in the chaos. We want to go to peace, then go back home. But we are here in the world, what God has created with the 3 gunas, and He created all of us by the 3 gunas, and we are all running because of the 3 gunas. Sometimes we are meditative, sattvika quality. Sometimes we are tamasika, sleeping. Sometimes we are active, rajasika. 3 gunas are in continuously driving us. And when it becomes perfectly balanced, that means no sattvika, no rajasika, no tamasika will be manifest. It will perfect balance, then you will be what? You will be a dumb person. As if no movement, it is a dead person. When there is disturbance, then only the creation comes. So what's this? And viśve purivestitaram. Purivestitaram, the only one who all encompasses, who assumes all the various forms we see, names and forms in the world, who assumes these various forms. Who assumes means there is form cannot be there without the content. The waves cannot be there without the content of water. So everything what you see in this world of name and form is a diverse universe is created because of the imbalance. That's a storm, then a calm ocean. No. Calm ocean is one thing. But when ripple or wave or wind blows over it and little disturbance comes, ripples start. When it becomes tsunami, when? When a heavy turmoil goes on. We are in the turmoil because that is the creation. And now one wants to go back, that's why he will have to see that śvetāśvatara, that one, the Creator, God, Lord, is sitting there who is subtler than the subtlest. One attains infinite peace, absolute peace, when one realizes that blissful one who is subtler than the subtlest, who creates the world in the midst of chaos, who assumes various forms, and who is the only one that encompasses the universe. There is only one reality which encompasses the whole universe. That means, whatever they are talking of the one, to add, experiencing Brahman or something. There is no two, there is nothing. All the names and forms is saturated by that reality. Diversity has come because of it appears to be. That's why it is said, the world is not created, but it appears. But appears by the gunas, three gunas, maya. And that maya, disturbance of the three qualities. So, sukṣmāti sukṣmam kvalilasya madde viśvasya srashtaram aneka rūpam. Viśvasya, the Lord, Creator of the Lord, of this universe. Viśvasya srashtaram, He is one, but aneka rūpam. Viśvasya ekam parivestitaram, is being one, He permeates in everything, and encompassing everything. So, if you can meditate on that, or know that means realize that, experience that in a what you call, experience, not through the senses, not through the mind, not through the intellect, not through the ego, but in its real state. When one can drop all these diverse qualities covering him, then he attains the eternal peace. So, Shankaracharya here, in this book, translation goes like that. One attains the acme of peace. How? By realizing Shiva. Shiva is the god Shiva. Here it made the auspiciousness, the auspicious state. So here he says Shiva as subtler than the subtle, as existing in the midst of the inscrutable and impenetrable world of Maya, as the creator of the universe, as having multifarious forms, and as the one all-encompassing entity of the universe. That means what he's saying, who can attain the acme of peace? By realizing, by aparakṣa anubhuti. Better to say by aparakṣa anubhuti. Our knowledge, I am seeing you parakṣa anubhuti. Yeah, because my eyes are there, I can see. If I become blind, I will not see. It is parakṣa. And aparakṣa, what is my feeling of I-ness will be aparakṣa. It does not need anything. I know that I am here. So, one attains the subtler as existing śvetāśvatara aneka rūpam, viśvasya śvetāśvatara, as existing in the midst of the inscrutable, impenetrable Maya, as the creator of the universe, viśvasya śvetāśvatara, as having aneka rūpam, as having multifarious forms, as also viśvasya ekam, as the all-encompassing entity of the universe. Knowing or realizing him, one can attain permanent peace. Objects beginning with the earth and ending with the undifferentiated are subtle and subtler in the order. He says, Shankaracharya says, objects beginning with the earth, air, water, fire, etc. You see, earth is more gross. Earth, then, or up, water. Water is little liquid, little flexible, little solid. Gross, little less gross. Then water, kiti, up, tej. Tej means light, effulgence. So that is much subtler. The kiti up is marut, vayu. The air. Air, you cannot catch air. But it blows all around here, but we cannot hold it. It is subtler. Can you see air? No, you cannot see air. You cannot feel it, the skin, that much. So then, boom, akasa, the space. Space is everywhere, but you cannot catch it. It is subtler. Like that, you move on and on in the gross panchabhutas. That's why Shankaracharya says, beginning with the earth, and go on. Then you go, this is the panchabhuta, panchasuksma bhuta. Then you go to the sense organs. Then you go to the mind. Then you go to the intellect. Then you go to the ego. Then that is the undifferentiated. That's where Vedanta says it is anandamaya kosha. And in Sankhya they try to, we can compare, it is the state of, that state of undifferentiated state. Because you cannot differentiate anything. In the dream you can differentiate, but in the deep sleep state, that point, that is, so undifferentiated as these are the subtle and subtler and subtler like that. The text says, God is the subtlest as compared with them. With them, in comparison with the material world, going up to 5 elements and all these things to the Mahatattva, is here, God is the subtler than the subtlest as compared in this verse. Sukshmoti sukshmam, subtler than the subtlest, existing, madhe, in the midst of, kalilasya, of the inscrutable and impenetrable maya. Its effects. Remaining portion is already been explained in other verse. So, the text says that the Supreme Self exists as the witness, that it was attainable as their own self to Sanaka and others, to the deities, Brahma and others, as also to specially qualified persons. And that liberation can be achieved by us who, when endowed with the 4 kinds of disciplines. Now he's saying this is the truth, it has been realized by others, but what we can do, can we realize it? Well, now, next verse, we'll talk about that. We can also realize it. How? Let me see what this Lokeshwarananda Swami's book says. The Lord is finer than the finest. He was present even before the semblance of the world appeared in the form of bubbles of water, because He is the first cause. He has projected everything that exists, that is, He is both the cause and the effect. That's also another. He has projected everything that exists means He is the nimitta karana and upadana karana. Everything is created, there are 2 causes. Any created object you count in the world, one is nimitta karana, another is upadana. Nimitta means cause. Who is the cause of this table? Some Swami thought that I need a table. Upadana, a carpenter, wood, glue, screw, all polish, whatever needed, these are the upadana. But here are 2 identities, two separate person. One person wanted that I want a table, and another is ingredients needed and make the table. So in this, 2 ideas are embedded. One is the material cause, There we find that it is the matter is here, but is a instrumental cause. Who is that? That who planned that I need a table. So two things are here. So in the creation also, God who planned that I want, and the material with which earth, water, air, fire. Where did he get it? It is no, he didn't get anything. It is his another aspect of his own. Here are two causes, but one cause appearing as two. This world, that's why it is said, is all God. You see it as world. Here is upadana karana and nimitta karana, naimittika karana. Or ki bole? Upadana? Efficient cause and material cause. So material cause and efficient cause are two separate in every created world, but in the universal creation by God, God is the matter, wood, screw, etc. And God is also the planner. See, this is the two unite one. In God's case, no other third party came to create this or destroy this. In dualistic religion like Christianity and others, they will say there is a Satan or there is some ghost, something you have to put as an opponent of God. But here there is nothing else but God. And God He has become the matter, and He is also the planner. Planner and the planned is the only one, and that is God. So this is the idea. He has projected everything that exists. This is His projection. The ocean was there. Ocean projected as waves and ripples and bubbles. No, very simple idea. There was no wave, there is no creation, there is no earth, sun, moon, stars, nothing. But in the ocean of consciousness, wave came. And wave appears as different names and forms, but waves are nothing other than the ocean itself. So this is the unity of Vedanta, always hammering on the point that is one appears as many. And Swami Vivekananda has given so many beautiful talks on that, how it is only one, but it appears many.
What's the word pariveshtitaram?
Purivestitaram.
Veshti means to cover?
No. Bestito. Bestito means circumambulating or encompassing.
Like vyapti.
Vyapti.
Not veshti as in cover like avana. Like veshti means vyapti.
I'll have to see that. Purivestito means, puri means all over. Bestito means encompassing. It is all encompassing. He has projected everything that exists. He is both the cause and the effect. He is the self and the controller of all. He is the self, He is the controller. He is Shiva, the kind Lord. If you realize Him as your own self, you attain absolute peace. And then he suggests that the word Kalila has various meanings. One meaning is that creation starts with bubbles. But even before that, Brahman exists. Thus, he is the first cause. Another meaning is chaos. Before this universe came into being, some people think there was chaos or maybe darkness. According to the word Kalila, could also mean Gahana Samsara, this universe which is very deep. Oh, Kalila means also Gahana Samsara, this universe which is very deep, inexplicable and confusing. That's why we cannot explain why, what all the time. We cannot understand this universe. Brahman is in this universe, but we cannot see him because he is the subtlest of all. He has manifested himself in this universe as Aneka Rupa, many forms, in many ways. And because of this diversity, we don't see him, whose projection this universe is. Thus, He is inexplicable. When we somehow realize the unity behind the diversity, when we know that He is the inmost being of everything, we then attain absolute peace and blessedness. Okay? Now let us read the next verse. So this verse, at least we have some glimpse of the idea, no? What is the sadhana? Sadhana is that we have to pray that who is that final mahārsayo devatāscha tvameva gatva mrityu pāṣaṃ chinati saeva kāle bhuvanasya gupta viśvādhīpāha sarvabhuteshu gūra yasmin yukta brahmarsayo devatāscha tamevaṃ gatva mrityu pāṣaṃ chinati. So what does it mean? Saeva kale, He, that reality, absolute reality, alone is the protector of the world at the proper time. It comes, it dissolves, again He protects. So He is the protector of the time. He is the Lord of the universe, hidden in all creatures. He actually guides, that's why He is the guide. We think we are doing things, but in reality it is He controlling everything. And that means He is controlled by the Lord, Antaratma. Not the Absolute. Absolute does not do anything. Absolute Brahman cannot do anything. But you come to one step down, He permeates everything, He creates, from Him it has come. Means your nirguna, nirakara, saguna Brahma idea is coming here. Just before the absolute idea. Absolute is Satchidananda. There is no creator, no creation. So that is out of discussion here. Here now we are dealing with the relative world in which we live, we see, we interact. And there is the creator, how He does, all these things are coming. So He says that He alone is the protector of the world. If you create the world, it will disintegrate. Who will protect it? He is the protector of the world. At proper time, He protects it. Then He said, He is the Lord of the universe, hidden in all creatures. He is hidden in every one of us. Hidden, that Satchidananda or in the Saguna Brahma is everywhere, hidden in everywhere. In Him, the divine sages and gods merge themselves. When they get samadhi or goes into it, the sages and rishis, they meditate and merge, they go into the inner realm and then merge into that Saguna Brahman, and that goes into the Nirguna. And then realizing Him thus, one cuts asunder the fetters of death. So mrityu pāṣaṃ chinati. Chinati means cutting asunder. Mrityu pāṣ, the bond, the tie of mrityu, the death. And this coming and going, this birth and death, this cycle, he can. Tameva gat. Again, emphasizes everywhere saying gatva shivam, he has said before. Here, tameva gatva. Who is Tam? Tam has been explained that he who protects the universe in a particular time when he feels necessary. He is the viśve, he is the Lord of the universe. Sarva bhuteshu gura. He is in all beings concealed. He has hidden himself in all beings. He is with all of us. But we cannot, we say, Ma is in everyone's heart, no? Or Ramakrishna is in everyone's heart. Or Rama is, Christ is everywhere. All this means that Saguna Brahma aspect is talking about. That resides in the heart of every. Morsi. They are called Brahmarishi, Brahmarshi, Devarshi. Devarshi, Narada is Devarshi. Brahmarshi is Sanaka Sanandan. They are Devatāsya, and all in the gods such as Brahma and others. So he is not only in human, not only in this creation, he is in the subtle, but in the heart of the gods. He is in the concealed in the Maharshis, Devarshis, Devatāsya, juṣṭaṃ, and merged. When one merges into that reality, then tam eva gatva mrityu pāṣaṃ śhinoti. One will be able to cut the bond of birth and death by knowing that reality. That means what they are talking about the same thing. Nothing new. One, from the beginning of the Upanishad, you see, they are talking about the same thing. Seeing oneness. See that one, that the multiplicity is wrong. It is only trigunatmika, three gunas. It is beyond the three gunas. It is sukṣmāti sukṣma. It is subtler than the subtlest, finer than the finest. And he is the soul in the heart of every personality, and also he is the soul of the gods and goddesses. He is the soul of the rishis and maharishis and brahmarshis, all this. So that is the, knowing him only you can, that means see him everywhere and try to contemplate inside, try to feel his presence everywhere, then you will be free from all troubles of birth and death. So here, let me see what Shankara says. In the past cycles, kale means in time. In time means, Shankara says, in the past cycle, before. This cycle going on, before that. We are in the middle of the creation, no? So creation has been done before. So that in the past cycle, when the accumulated results of the actions beings become ripe for bearing fruit, accumulated karma all start waiting to give its result. Then saeva, that means kale means in the past cycle. Past cycle means what? When the accumulated results of our actions of beings become ripe for bearing result, that is the kale in time. Saeva, he indeed who is under the discussion, that means what? Saguna Brahma, was the Gopta, was the protector, Bhuvanasya of this universe, the protector in accordance with the fruits of actions of each being. See, it's a very, Shankara goes too deep. This creation has come because of the wish, I will be many. The many, who are the many? Many, we are the many. So our accumulated individual wishes and desires embedded, that in a cosmic level, that was the moment when the world was not there. When it flourished then the creation comes. And when creation comes, you work your own karma, I work my karma, everyone's karma started functioning. That means unless one is freed from this cycle of birth and death, this cosmic creation will come, withdrawn, goes to the subtler to subtler, again grosser to grosser to grosser. So this coming and going of the universe, evolution and involution of the universe, according to Vedanta, it is not one time. That is the philosophy. Is this creation only now? No, it has happened many times. It will continue. Expansion and contraction, contraction and expansion. This is continuous. But when the total dissolution happens, what happens? It merges all our karma, all our karmic ideas, etc., get squeezed into hibernating position. As the tree goes to hibernate, or some animals goes hibernating. So our old sanskaras get hibernated there. And when creation comes, again everyone flourishes and their karma starts giving them the boosting. That is the idea Shankaracharya is giving here. That in the past cycle, meaning when the accumulated results of our actions of individual beings become ripe for bearing fruit, that time this creations, the Kale, saw that Satchidananda God, what he does, saw eva that indeed, who is under discussion, was the Gupta. He is the protector, Bhuvanasya of this universe, the protector in accordance with the fruits of actions of each being. He is the Vishwadhipa, means the ruler of the universe. Gudha, he indwells sarva bhutesu, in every being. He exists as a mere witness in all, from Brahma to clumps of grass. This is Shankara. Shankara says how he exists in all of us as a witness. Because I witness everything, all my past impression gets stored up. There is somebody who is witnessing, he remembers all this, no? So that's why here Shankara is giving the idea how it squeezes into zero. No, it does not die, because it remains in that witness idea, that witness consciousness. He indwells in every being. In every being he is indwelling. How? How in you God is indwelling? As a sakshi. In me, he is indwelling. How? We say consciousness. What is consciousness to us? We witness consciousness. That is the idea, witness consciousness. In everyone there is someone who is observing, I did that, I did that, I did that, I did. What is that? It is not the material I, but the I consciousness. So that as I consciousness, he remains in every being. From Brahma to the clump of grass. Gyatva, knowing, means realizing directly as, how do you know? I am Brahman. Shankara says, unless you realize that your all identity of ego goes away, then I am that experience comes. Tam, him, that God himself, yasmin, in whom, with which supreme reality that is a mass of consciousness and bliss, juṣṭaṃ, had attained identity. Who are they? Already they have attained. Who are? Brahmarshis, Devarshis. So Brahmarshis like a Sanaka and others. Devataha, gods, such as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Chinatti, one destroys. Mrityupasam, the fetters of death, meaning ignorance. Darkness, as the Shruti says, darkness is death. Therefore, so that Chinatti means ignorance is cut asunder, then with our knowledge that I am Brahman. And forms, etc., are the fetters, paśyaty, derived in the sense of those that bind. So one destroys the effects of ignorance, that is the desire and action. That is, he burns them with the fire of self-effulgence in the state of identity with the Brahman. When the identity of Brahman and I comes, that fire, that knowledge destroys all the past ego identities and destroys all ignorance and brings eternal peace. Saeva kale bhuvan. So, got it? This idea is clear. In time means what time? Shankara says, when the cumulative creation was not there, no? Then he manifests. But why he manifests? How he manifests? That reality is the cumulative effect of all of our individual souls with their karma and their vasana, all squeezed in a hibernating position. And now, when the creation is going to express, it manifests. And when it manifests, individual being comes and their desires and their past impulses, they start functioning. Karma phala, it starts functioning again, guiding them, prompting. We call the samskaras. They start guiding them. And in this process of guiding, God is also there. How? He is a witness consciousness in all of us. Every one of us, there is a I saw, I ate, I understand. So there is one I consciousness. So God exists in all of us as I consciousness. When that I consciousness will merge in the cosmic I, Aham Brahmasmi, then this journey will stop and one will be like the in past Sukha Sanandan Brahmarshis, Devarshis like a Narada, they attain wisdom, we will also attain wisdom when we know that I am Brahman. So that is the Vedantic. Vasana means desire. Vasana means I desire. And samskara means the desire residing in a person and pushing him. Desire pushes us, no. I have to go do this, do that, I will get this, no. So samskara is many vasanas, many desires, cumulative is samskara. Out of that so many samskaras, one comes up and that prompts us, that is the vasana. So ultimately you can say cumulative desires is the samskara and that has its own momentum. They give the example in the soccer game, football. The ball is only one ball, someone is kicking this direction, that direction, someone is heading to push it in this. But ultimately the ball goes which direction? The effect of all these kicks and blows, ultimately it takes a direction. So that is so much of our samskaras are there. The one desire, the vasana. And that is that time vasana, again another time another vasana will come. But they are coming from the samskara, accumulated vasana, infinite number of vasana or desires.
Yasmin juṣṭaṃ, those devarishis are they're
Just
joined to him.
those who join with, no, not to him, not to the truth. That Brahman, that which is saeva kale bhuvan vishadhipo, that reality who expresses itself as the world with many manifold things, he connects with this, they have connected with him. And connected with him, they became Brahmarishi, Devarishi. We can also, connecting with that reality, we can also realize God.
But they maintain their individuality.
Individuality is so long struggling, but when you really merge yourself into that, the individuality will vanish. At the point of aham brahmasmi, it will vanish. And unless you attain aham brahmasmi, your knowledge is not complete. You can come down after that, that's a different issue. But to reach that, you will have to make an effort. So individuality remains till our sadhana is complete. But sadhana, when it's complete, I dissolve. There is no I, no God, no world, nothing. But when you come back again into the body, jivan mukta puruṣo, sthita prajna puruṣo, they remain, come back. They again enter into the ego, but not the same ego, as Ramakrishna said. It is the burned rope, or burned snake. It gives an appearance of snake. To that ego, they cannot do any harm to anyone. Their presence is for the good of the world. So all this will happen. Okay? Any question? Like I will read another. Okay, this book I will read quickly. Any question has come? Very good.
But it's very sattva is increasing. Sattva increases. That is also disbalance. But not chaos.
This is chaos also, in comparison to the perfect peace. Sattva, you will say, I will do good to others. Sattva, I will love someone. I will be unselfish love. There is play, and there is emotion. Even I love you, there is an emotion. So that is not good. Ultimate sense, when you merge into the absolute consciousness, there is no lena dena nai. There is no give, there is no take, there is absolute prashanti. That means absolute shanti, absolute brahmagyan, there is nothing of that. But little bit away means this ego is there, and that will have its play. But much better than what we are now. We expect to be sattvico ego, no? We all want to cultivate sattvico ego. Tamaso ego is dominant in the bad society. Rajaso ego in the powerful political area or social area, in the area of the gundas, in the area of the, what you call, the anti-socials. So that there, and sattvico will be dominating among the devas and rishis also. How devas are also jealous of each other. Why Indra is so jealous? He is God. He should not, no? But he is jealous of others, not to compete him, not to get anything, no? So, whatever you say, there is a little tamas or ignorance. In super sattvic even, there is. So last I finished this verse reading only. Evam sakale, this, it will take 2 minutes to read. The world lasts so long as the Lord supports it. He is the Lord of all, and He is the inmost being of everyone. The great saints and gods and the gods are always in Him. If you know your oneness with Him, you become free from the shackles of death. The word Kale refers to the beginning of a kalpa, an era. According to Hinduism, the universe is projected and dissolved in cycles, and one such cycle is called a kalpa. Sometimes the universe is manifested, sometimes it is not. When it is not manifested, it goes into seed form, its potential state. Just as a large banyan tree comes out of a tiny seed, so also this universe evolves out of this potential state. Brahman is responsible for this manifest. Brahman is responsible. How can Brahman be responsible? Brahman, the absolute, there is no question of responsibility. Responsibility comes one step down. That's why I was referring to the Saguna Brahma. And he is also the Gupta, the one who supports it. He supports this universe in its potential state. That is, in its embryonic and seed form, he also supports it in its manifested form. As he protects in the manifested form, so he protects in the embryonic form. The Brahma Rishis are a group of immortals. Who are Brahma Rishis? Explaining here. They are a group of immortals. Who are they? Highly spiritual beings. Who are they? Their names are Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana, Sanatkumara. They are always juṣṭaṃ. Juṣṭa united. United with whom? With Brahman. Like Ramakrishna. They are always united with God. So we cannot place Ramakrishna in the category of Brahmarshi. Much above. Avatar himself, God himself. So that's a higher position. Highest position is avatar position. But now and then they come to earth to help the world. In Ramakrishna's life we find that he went into Saptarshi Loka to catch Vivekananda. He went into the higher plane. So Ramakrishna went to Saptarshi Loka, the realm of the seven sages. He asked one of the sages to come to earth with him. That sage was Vivekananda. There are such souls who do not want final liberation. They are always ready to come to this world and help the Lord in his mission. They come with every incarnation. All the gods and goddesses, the saints and sages, even Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, come for the impersonal Brahman. It's a big statement. When Avatara comes, all the gods and goddesses hide themselves and come in a human form. That's why we find that Brahmananda came with Krishna's playmate, no? The Yogananda, what? Arjuna. Like that. Everyone is connected with some. Sharat Maharaj, Saradananda, Sharat Maharaj, Jesus, no? And Ramakrishnananda. He is to the Jesus Christ companions, no? So they select, they all wait there for the good of humanity by God's will. They come, when God comes, they come together. Ignorance is called mrityu, death. When you know you are one with Brahman, you have knowledge, and without that knowledge, you are bound in the shackles of death. Why death? Because of the ignorance. I think I am the body, and that whatever happens to the body happens to me. I feel I was born, that I was grown old, and that I will die. But if I know that I am the Supreme Spirit, which can never be destroyed, then where is death? If there is no death, it is death of the body, but that does not affect me. I can never die. Once seeing a dry twig that had fallen from the mango tree at Belur, one of the Swamis pointed to it and said, "Someday I will be like this." How happy I will be then when I am able to reject the body as the tree has rejected the twig. As a personal reminiscences. Your attitude towards the body should be one of the indifference. When the body is old and feeble and useless, then it is a burden. And the sooner it goes, the better. It is not that you invite death. You need not to invite death. People say, "Oh, I want to die." Not invite or not reject. If it comes, welcome. If it does not come, so long, live on. It is not that you invite death, you are simply indifferent. This is called real freedom. Freedom is there. I don't want, I don't reject, I don't accept. Sometimes it is healthy and other times it is not. If we identify ourselves with these changes, we are always disturbed. For instance, when we have a headache, we get irritated and are rude to others. But when we attain self-knowledge, we remain calm, balanced, poised under all circumstances. We are not disturbed by the dualities of life, happiness and unhappiness, pain and pleasure, life and death. We can take everything in stride. That is the attitude of a real conqueror, a real hero. We are always that master, never the slave. So we will attend to that when we can identify with the Atman. Okay? Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Vanamastu. Okay, tomorrow we'll have gospel class. Again question.
Only one now.
Contemplating that eyewitness becomes thoughts. Eyewitness becomes thoughts, actions, desires, senses, and knowing that witness to be the īśaṃ would be mixing knowledge and devotion. Contemplating that eyewitness behind the thoughts, eyewitness is there behind the thoughts, actions and desires, senses, and knowing that witness to be the īśaṃ would be mixing knowledge and devotion. It is a question. Will it be the īśaṃ devata then, mixing the knowledge with the... Yes, if you see in me, God is watching, God is seeing, yes, then it will be like that. You think God as īśaṃ is sitting over here. Yes, we can think that eyewitness, eye consciousness. Actually that we say, God is here in this, watching everything from here. No. And that is called God, you can say, your īśaṃ devata. Or the eye consciousness. Eye consciousness tending towards little impersonal, but that is a personality, touch is there. So long you say witness. If you say witness, whose witness? Who witnesses? So three things are coming. Witness, object of witness, and some perception through some senses, the eyes, ears, etc. Yes, it can be, I think you are right. We can think that our īśaṃ is our witness consciousness. That may be one idea.
Saeva kale gopta, that kale, can I translate it like as a vocative for kala, like time in the vocative? So that verily is kala who is the protector.
Yeah, but here in that also another explanation maybe. But what Shankara is saying, in kale means in time,
Kalpa, the beginning of
in time that unmanifest becomes manifest, and that unmanifest is because of the conscious entity there. And all the cumulative karmas and vasanas are punched together, and when in time, in period, he tries to manifest, and then all comes up. This the concept of the, what you call that, last deluge, heavy deluge, taking out the seeds from, in a boat, collecting all the seeds. It is like that, squeezing everything into a small one, and in time, again it sprouts. Okay, Jai Ma. So tomorrow we'll be again seeing you in the Gita gospel class at 7:30 p.m. Okay, ওটা তোমারটা কোথায়? তুমি যাবে আর ওকে দিয়ে দাও না?
আমি নিশ্চয়
নিশ্চয়, হ্যাঁ।
আমি তো দরজার কাছে যাব।
আচ্ছা, দরজার কাছে যাও।
তো আমি কত থেকে শুরু করব? 14 আর 15 হতো।
হ্যাঁ, two verses we did.
14 and 15.
14 and 15.